brought to you by Marcus and Mack, voted best personal injury law firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. And not only is he good to talk about entrepreneurship with you, but an entrepreneurship opportunity coming up. Good morning.
Good morning, Todd.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
Wonderful, wonderful. It's a beautiful day.
It's a beautiful day.
Beautiful sunshine out there. Liking that a lot.
Yeah.
And liking this opportunity you're telling us about. What is this?
Certainly. So I'm as a volunteer, I help out at the Technology and Entrepreneurship Center in downtown Indiana. And we have several programs that we're launching. But the one that I think you're referring to is our boot camp that we're going to start on Friday. So we're doing a startup boot camp for anyone who wants to start a business on Fridays from 1 to 3. It's in our offices. Lots of amenities. We're going to support them throughout the whole 6 weeks of the program, though we do skip July 7th, so it lasts 7 weeks, July 5th, so it lasts 7 weeks. And they can use our computer. They get a door code. We have all kinds of resources for them, but we want to walk them through everything that they need to know to get their business off the ground. And I want to do a quick shout out to Erick Swift from the SBDC at IUP that's helped run by Pitt. Erick Swift's going to be one of our presenters, but we also have a lineup of other people that'll help us out too. So people should look at our website. Under workshops, we have a registration form. And if they register, hopefully in the next couple of days, we'll get them into the class.
So somebody has an idea for a business they'd like to run, whether it's something they do or something that they can procure or whatever the business is, you can help them get started because people generally they don't know what all it entails.
Well, we want to walk them through the decisions they're going to have to make, and we don't give them advice on what to do. We help them figure out the answer to the questions that they need to answer. And then it's their call whether they start the business or not. And some don't. Some say, oh, I thought this was a great idea, but now that you've walked me through this, I see it's a lot more expensive to run than I figured it was. And some go on to start businesses and have good success. We've had one company already go through our program. Dan Fleming with Memory Lane Media has already graduated from our space and actually has his own offices here in downtown Indiana.
Yeah.
And so we're just trying to do that over and over and over and over again.
So you help them with the business model, for instance?
Right, the business model, exactly. Some people are in the ideation stage, so we help them walk through that. Some people are a couple of steps down the road, what they have as a major decision before them. But for those who are kind of in business and just want mentoring or consulting, we do a separate thing on Friday mornings. We call it the Business Advisory Team. Again, they have to register and let me know they want to come, but for 1 hour, they get free consulting with some of the most experienced business people in town. One of them is Bob Marcus, which is on the Marcus and Mack logo back here. But those folks are donating their time to just sit with a business and say, we want to help you think through the decision that you have in front of you.
For a lot of people, that will involve a revenue plan.
Yeah.
And how to spend the resources, how to ensure there's revenue coming in, and coming up with the right formula, the right balance of that. Obviously, you want the revenue to exceed the expense.
Exactly, right. And it's a tough call. I mean, there's a lot of businesses that are poised for growth. So they're asking themselves, should we open up another location? Should we go with a regional or national customer base? Should we add another product or service line? And then there are other businesses that are struggling, like how do I get back to black? How do I get back to the revenue that's going to keep me in business for a while? We've had 14 different businesses come through that business advisory team already, and I think they've all benefited from that hour. And, of course, we write up the notes and we give them to it at the end of that too. So, But the third thing that we're launching probably by the fall is kind of a student-specific entrepreneurship support, particularly with IUP. We've been talking with the dean of the business scholars there, Prashant Baradran, and we really want to make sure that the IUP students feel like they have support as well when they want to start a business and hopefully stay local. Our goal is to create jobs and businesses here in Indiana County, or maybe in the larger region. It depends, but there's a lot that can be done, and we're just trying to step up and fill a gap.
Yeah, and that is a sizable gap for a lot of folks who have never taken that step because they just don't know what that step is. How big of a step do I have to take? What are the steps I need to have in place in order to actually be a business owner?
It's a scary proposition for many, and for some it'll be a decision whether I leave this job and try this on my own. But my wife and I opened our first store, our first business 25 years ago. with the help of the SBDC and what's called an SBA-backed loan. And yeah, I've been through the experience. I think that's the part of having an entrepreneurship coach who's been an entrepreneur as well. That they can sit and share with you what they went through and what the outcome was, but of course you learn a lot along the way. So I'm better now than I was back then.
Sure. A lot of people, of course, as I said, it comes down to revenue, but raising capital, therefore, becomes a big part of the formula for success.
And we have particular challenges in rural areas with entrepreneurship, and one of them is raising capital. I mean, we have a big challenge with geography because we have such a large footprint with low density. We don't have the throughput that an urban entrepreneurship center might have. We have a diverse population that wants to start businesses that are related to agriculture or health or education or technology, whatever it is. But raising capital for small businesses usually starts with what we call the friends and family, tapping people who can loan you some money, using your own credit card till you max it out, mortgaging your house. But when we have areas with persistent poverty, those doors are closed. Yeah. And we might have brilliant ideas out here in the rural areas, but they can't even get off step one because they don't have the financial resources that other people's might have. So again, we're seeking help for that. Microloan programs, grant programs. The county is very good at stepping up and helping businesses that want to bring lots of jobs to the area. And we just want to help at the very early stages as well.
Regulatory concerns, will that be a part of it, or is that not really a part of the startup of a business?
There's always some legal issues, like what kind of company do you want to form? Is it an LLC? Do you want to form a C corporation or an S corporation? All of that gets covered. And then every industry is different. So some industries have specific regulations, health codes for food, for example, CPA licensing for others, for example. It goes on and on. So that's where we kind of tap our network of resources. We're very fortunate to have the Ben Franklin Technology Partners help us out. And since they're part of the Penn State network, we have access to some of the Penn State resources. We're very fortunate to have the SBDC be tapped in by the PIT, so we have access to them. And of course, IUP is a great source of knowledge and resources for all of us. And if I could do just a quick shout out as an IUP faculty, I'm excited about IUP's College of Osteopathic Medicine that I think they're getting off the ground. We've got some really new energy in the area of artificial intelligence. John Benhart's drone program has really got a lot of attention. We're doing a lot in robotics. So IUP is energized and rejuvenating itself as well. So they're a big resource for us.
Yeah, absolutely. We're talking this morning with Erick Lauber, and this event is coming up. You said on Friday is when it starts?
Friday starts, so you got to get the registration in the next couple of days.
Yeah, so what do they have to do to register?
You go to tecenter.org, and under workshops, you'll see right at the top there is a link to our registration application.
tecenter.org.
Technology and Entrepreneurship Center is our name.
Very good.
And a quick shout out to CMB Bank for their huge financial support for the last couple of years.
Yeah. As the Entrepreneur Center has been going now for a couple of years. What is it, 3 or 4?
2.5 maybe?
2.5? 2.5. Are you happy with the progress? Because that's an entrepreneurial step.
Sure. Yeah, we've had to apply all of our own teachings to our own business model. We're very excited. We've had over 400 people come through our doors. A lot of what we did in those initial year and a half was focused on the technology side. So we provided a lot of technology training in a wide range of things. But we came to realize that we really needed to put more time into the entrepreneurship side. There's a need that we need to fill here for the county and for the region. And so a lot of our energies are going that direction. And I look forward to us announcing some more programs in the next coming months.
That was going to be my next question. I'm sure that there are other things that you have in the hopper ready to go.
Yeah, more on the books. But and certainly access to capital is one of those big challenges. Is if you have a business, how do you find loans or grants or financing to make your idea a reality? So we're going to try to make that happen too. Yeah,
going on TV to Shark Tank type shows probably not the easiest strategy.
No, but there are things called pitch events. This is called pitching, when you walk in and you want to pitch your idea. And we want to create that feeling, that excitement here in Indiana. And there are others around the region that we want to coach people up for so they can go pitch there.
All right. So some great opportunities for folks coming up. This Friday is the first of this event, and I'm going to mess it up, Erick, so I'm going to read it. It is the Innovative Indiana Startup Boot Camp.
That's right.
Happening on Friday.
But get the registration in so we know you're coming.
Absolutely. Hey, thanks for coming in today.
Of course, Todd. Thank you.
I appreciate it. It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS. It's 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. 22 minutes after 8 o'clock coming up. Going to do the health cycle on this Monday morning, and Boomer Sports on the way as well. Mark Hilliard, Chamber of Commerce, speaking of business and the whole business community here in Indiana County. He's coming up at our next half hour.